Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Atul Anand. So, till this point in time, we have discussed two sections. Section one, as we call it as a primary section, and in the section one, we talked about the cloud principles. So, in the section one, we discuss what is the concept of cloud computing, how the cloud computing has got evolved over a period of time, and we said what are the different kind of architecture overviews of cloud, and then we talked about the benefits and limitation of cloud as well. So when we talked about the cloud principles, we also discussed the different types of cloud deployment model. So whether it's public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, or community cloud. And we also discussed about the cloud service model, which is your platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, and software as a service. And platform as a service or infrastructure as a service, they take care of the below underlying platform. Software as a service is the highest level of cloud service offering, wherein a user start consuming the service of cloud as a end user. So the part one or section one, which is the cloud principle, it comprises of 32.5% of the examination weightage. So after the section one, we talked about the section two, which discussed about the implementation and managing the cloud at length. So this section again comprises of 20%. So in that, we discussed building the local cloud environment, how you can build the local cloud environment, what are the ways by which you can think of building the local cloud environment. And then we also discussed on some of the principles of managing the cloud services. So how you can manage the cloud services. We discussed about the IT service management aspects of cloud. We discussed how the ISO standard, ISO 20000 standard can be used in perspective of cloud. So with the section 1 and section 2, we have tried covering almost 52% of the examination syllabus. Now we'll begin with section 3, in which we'll start elaborating more at how we can use cloud as an instance. So we will see how you can access the cloud, how it can help you to support the business processes, how it can be enabling you to use cloud, and with that you can enable the business processes. And then we'll also provide the service provider view of using the cloud. So with this, let's begin our discussion for section 3. So as we see in section 3, we are saying that how a user can start using a cloud instance. So when we are referring to the user using a cloud instance, we always refer to the end user, how the end user can begin its journey for accessing the cloud. So there are multiple ways a user can start thinking of accessing the cloud. And as we refer, getting connected to the cloud to access the cloud-based SaaS solutions, whether it's a software, Microsoft Office, or any other SaaS-based application, all you need is a PC or a laptop, or on this laptop or PC, you need to have an internet browser, an internet connection, and obviously a solution from your cloud service provider. So you need to have a browser or a thin client, and in addition to that, you need to have the application or software as a service to which you want to connect across. Also, you need to think of how the cloud access architecture will be enabled. So you need to understand whether you will be using a web-based application or there would be any other way out, right? So pretend that you decide, so let's pretend that we have decided that you want a free web-based productivity solution, And as a private user, you will buy a laptop, you will connect to a wireless router provided to you by your internet service provider, and then you will choose a browser of your liking. So it can be a Google Chrome, a Microsoft Internet Explorer, or Mozilla Firefox, and then you get onto the internet. And once you get onto the internet and find a provider, you will try to subscribe for the software as service application. So subscribe for a free account. And once you have done that, you will be able to start connecting to the web-based productivity solution for your free access or free tier. So business, whether it's small or big, it is little or more complicated, all of them, they first need to understand that why you want to start using the cloud solutions. So that has to be the first question when you embark upon your journey for the cloud. So you should ask about the price, you should ask about the flexibility, the scalability, elasticity, access of the cloud application from any time, any place, any device. So what you want to use in these applications. So these are the kind of questions you should think and ask, right? So whether you want to go for any kind of office solution, you want to use any kind of file storage, sharing, online collaboration, professional applications such as CRM, or you want to have a virtual desktop for your sales staff. So you need to ask all these relevant questions, and all these questions are important for you to begin on your journey for the cloud. So how you want to assess these all services? So what basic infrastructure suits your business to start enabling this? So in addition to that, you also need to decide on few more things. So do you want to have any kind of your own server farm or your LAN, or do you want to get rid of all that, that requirement or equipment which is there in your office? And what about the privacy and security? You can always think of putting all these things, right? At the end of the day, you need to understand big the wider business purpose. Why are you trying to do all these things? So once you have that kind of clarity in mind, you can begin and embark upon your journey. So assessing the cloud is still a straightforward, a simple solution. All you need to know is to access to the internet, or maybe in case of a private cloud, you need to access it through the intranet. So to help you understand how and why we need the internet, it is always good to have a quick look at the very basic concepts. The first one is the internet. So let's start with the definition from the cloud, and let's try to see what is internet all about. So as we say, internet is basically a global system which is an interconnected computer network that can use the Internet Protocol or TCP/IP protocol to communicate between different networks and devices. It is a network of networks that consists of private, public, academic, business, government. So it comprises the whole web of networks. So it can be the government networks of the local to the global scale, linked by a broad array of electronic, wireless, and optical networking technology. So as we see, internet basically carries a vast range of information, the vast range of resources and services. So all these interconnected hypertext document and applications of the world wide web, as we call www, or electronic mailing, as we call email, or telephony, and everything. So this is how we define the internet as a per se. So we have talked what we need to access a cloud. We certainly need a web browser. We need a physical device, which can be or we need a device through which we can access through. So it can be a desktop, a laptop, and then on top of it, you need to have a browser, a thin client, and then you need to have the access to your cloud-based application.